I think that was more like 10 seconds there. I thought the intro could have been 5 or 7 seconds. I clearly said time me, and I at least counted to 10 whilst the intro was playing there. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well. Huge shout out to those who are listening on the replay on the Acts on This TV audio experience. If you're watching live now, and you've missed one of these in the past, or you can't get to every one of these live, then come and listen, just catch up on the audio experience. Go to iTunes, go to Stitcher.com, whatever you prefer, whatever device you've got. Find it in every place you find decent podcasts. Just go to iTunes or Stitcher and just search for Act on This TV, all one word. Subscribe for free, and I will deliver the audio from all of these live broadcasts to you for free every single week. Basically, so you'll never miss out on a thing. I got a tweet off somebody earlier today saying they listened to 4 hours worth on their way to somewhere in a car, and they were loving it, saying they were fired up to take on the day. So hopefully it's working. So let us know how everybody's doing. Tonight's the book club. We're going to be looking at Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning again. We looked at it last week. I'm going to recap a little bit on what we looked at last week for the first 5 minutes for those who missed it. This book, to be honest, I've had more comments and emails on this book since we did the book club a couple of weeks ago than I've probably ever had in the last 2 years on a book. It seems like lots and lots of people really want to nail their morning routine. There's a lot of people out there who've been emailing me who are like, look, I know I could be way more productive if I just got my ass out of bed in the morning, but I'm going to hold my hands up and just say that I'm freaking lazy. Right now I'm feeling unmotivated. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. Life's on top of me. I'm staying up late and watching Netflix. I'm getting up late. This is generally the vicious cycle that people are explaining in emails to me. They're saying that they're staying up because some people even said, you know what, sometimes I stay up because I'm actually too tired to go upstairs to bed. Who's been in that situation before? If you've been downstairs in your house and you're like, oh, I should really go to bed, but you've been a bit too tired to actually go upstairs to bed, so you stay up later downstairs. I've definitely done that in the past, to be honest. Like, a while ago. I'm a bit stricter with bedtimes now. But they were saying then what would happen is they'd get up in the morning, but they'd get up late. They'd wake up late. Then what they'd do is they would feel guilty for waking up late, and they berated themselves for waking up late, which drained them of any motivation to get on with stuff. It's like this vicious cycle where basically they were completely sabotaging their entire day themselves, almost purposely, without really wanting to. And since doing the book club a couple of weeks ago, lots of people have been like, look, I know if I can nail this, it's genuinely going to change my life. And there's a couple of people who tweeted me for the last couple of days have been going, look, I've been getting up at 6:30 and it really is changing my entire outlook on stuff. So if that sounds like you, listen up tonight, because this will be really beneficial for you. Sharon says, I definitely do. Being really strict with myself and going to bed earlier and kicking the morning routine. I've done that too. Stayed up late. Staying up late. It's tempting, isn't it? If there's something good on, but you've got to get. Honestly, I'm just so much more productive in the morning. Sounds like the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins would be a good read before this one. She talks about how to avoid letting your feelings win the battle. Yeah, well, we looked at the 5-second rule a couple of weeks ago, Tony, before this book. Perfect. So before we get stuck in, couple of little things I just wanted to keep you guys updated on. First thing is my vlog. I started season 3, came out this morning. I do a weekly vlog every Monday. It's an episode, 30-minute episode comes out, behind the scenes of my life, my acting career, my voiceover career, online business, everything, basically, completely AAA, all access all areas pass into my life. I'm going to be, again, doing a prize draw in July for 150 English pounds. For those people who are in the States, Tony, I will convert it into dollars for you if you win. To be in with a chance of winning, all you've got to do is go over to youtube.com/Watch Ross. It says here, look, I want to pay for your Spotlight subscription. That's an access service in the UK. If you're in the States, I know you don't have that, Sony, but I'm just going to give you 150 quid either way, basically, whether you're in the UK or you're in the States. You need to go over to youtube.com/Watch Ross and just subscribe to the channel. Every comment you leave on an episode of the vlog is an entry into a prize draw. 1 per episode. You can't just go on and leave like 10 comments on one episode. That's cheating. And isn't allowed. But yeah, 1 comment per episode, 29 episodes out so far, and I'm going to do a draw in July for 150 quid. The draw we did in April went to an actress called Ruth Curtis, who I know a lot of you will know from the Acts on This community, so it is legit. You can ask Ruth, all above board, it's a real competition. Here's a 60-second clip of today's episode, then we'll get stuck into the book. Every time you're pressing snooze on your alarm clock, you are consciously saying to the world, the universe, whatever, I would rather be unconscious than awake living my life right now. If anyone ever wants me to do a voiceover job for you, please just put your scripts in size 14 and I don't need to put glasses on. It needs to be positive, Ross, but we are talking about nuclear material. I'd heard Cristiano Ronaldo had been here or something like that. I don't even know if that was true or hearsay. Right, I'm outside this casting. I've got a commercial casting today, Hop, for a Christmas commercial, even though it's May. That's the thing with commercials, right? You never quite know how they've gone. I don't think enough actors cooperate with other actors because they live this poverty scarcity mindset, whereas if they help another actor, then that's one less job for them or one less opportunity for them, and it's just bullshit. I did actually genuinely have to be like a Christmas tree. Literally ridiculous. I mean, there you go. You see behind the scenes of everything. Me doing a voiceover, me going for a casting, a Christmas commercial casting in May. They're getting ready for Christmas, man, early. You get to see, even literally, I went to the dentist in that episode. It's ridiculous, but you get to see literally it all, no holds barred. So get yourself over youtube.com/watchross in order to subscribe. Turn your notifications on, click that little bell. You'll get an email every time I put an episode out on a Monday. And every comment you leave on an episode, like I say, one per episode, will count as an entry into that prize draw. Lowry's here all the way from Wales. All right, Lowry. Hope you are good. Right, let's get stuck into this book. So tonight we are looking at, I'll just put a little picture of it up on here for you. The Miracle Morning. This is basically 6 habits that will transform your life before 8 a.m. And I want, who is getting up now before 8 a.m.? You all did when you went to school. I don't know why people find it so hard when they grow up. Who's up before 8 a.m. First of all, give me some comments. And then who's up before 7 a.m.? Put your hand up. Because if you can get up before 7 a.m., then you're smashing life. Trust me. You're going to get so much more done in your life. We looked at last week 5 simple steps to get yourself ready for getting up earlier if you're not a morning person. And they were, I mean, we'll just go over these very, very quick, okay? 1, set your intentions the night before. This is the most important step, basically. It says here in the book, remember, your first thought in the morning is usually the last thought you had before bed, all right? So take responsibility for creating genuine excitement for the next morning every night before bed. 6 a.m., Lowry, boom. She's smashing it. I'm 6:30. You've beaten me, definitely. Tony's up at 7 most days. Depends on whether or not he's got work or rehearsal. He loves morning routine. Generally up between 6:30 and 7 because I'm doing the school run. Oh, people are just smashing it. Good on you. The kids get me up 6:30 till 7, between 6:30 and 7:30, says Lucy. Excellent. And if you've got kids, if you can get yourself up half an hour before the kids get you up, then you get that 30 minutes of you time in the morning, which is going to set you up for a better day rather than it all being taken up by getting kids ready in the morning. That's another thing that's within this book. But let's have a look. So 2, keep your alarm clock across the room. Remember, movement creates energy. Okay. 3, sounds basic, but brush your teeth, right? Use a mouthwash for extra oomph, right? Don't go, I'm going to clean my teeth after my breakfast in 2 hours. Get up, clean your teeth straight away, right? 4, drink a full glass of water. Hydrate yourself as soon as possible. And 5, get in your workout clothes. If you can get walking, moving, exercising first thing in the morning, I promise you, particularly if you're a guy as well, because you have a higher level of testosterone in the morning, you're going to perform better at the gym or perform better in whatever activity that you're doing. And then it's out of the way. You know, earn, as Hal says in this book, earn your morning shower. Don't just, just take it without earning it. Do take it if you haven't earned it anyway, because you'll stink. Sebastian, all right, man. Sebastian's here, says, I've been waking up at between 5 and 6 recently. Freaking hell. You guys are like taking this like serious, man. Between 5 and 6. That's some serious shit. Definitely. Congratulations, man. Hopefully you're having a productive day. You're not getting up at 5 till 6 and then having to go back to bed at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Make sure you do get some quality sleep. 6.25 hours minimum, science suggests. We're going to be looking at a chapter tonight called It's Time to Save the Life You Deserve to Live. All right. Is there anyone here? Let's just find out. Everyone seems like they're doing really well with this. Anyone not? And just be honest and be vulnerable. It's fine. Like, I want to support you. Put your hand up. Anyone like, actually, you know what? I could really do with some help to turn things around. And actually, you know, maybe you've been living with some limiting belief for years that you are not a morning person. and we're going to help you become one. Because honestly, I did it 3 years ago. Seriously, the biggest life-changing thing I have done for my success, 100%, is getting up and getting stuff done really early, working out first thing. Like, none of this go to bed at 4 a.m., getting up at 10 a.m. bullshit. Going to bed at 11 p.m. and getting up at 6:30 for me it is. But let's have a look. So it's time to save the life that you deserve to live. It says, for too many people, right, the extraordinary, fulfilling, abundant life that they really want, our level 10 life effectively, eludes them because they're so overwhelmed and overrun with their day-to-day life and their day-to-day life situation, as Hal puts it here. Their life situation is eating up all of their time so that their life and what matters most isn't getting attended to. So ever felt that before, where you're running around, Matt Hall, good evening, doing all your stuff, all the things that you would normally, have to do in your life. You're washing, taking the kids to school, this, that, everything else. And then at the end of the day, you're like, wow, you know what? I've done all this stuff, but I've not actually achieved any of the things I want to, actually do in my life. I still say I'm a night owl. I get up early reluctantly. So Sharon's burning both ends of the candle. That can only last so long, Sharon. We're going to be looking at, if you are that kind of person who is stuck in their life situation, these are called SAVERS, right? It's an acronym, SAVERS, okay? So there's 6 of them. We're going to look at the first 2 tonight. These are going to help you, hopefully, take control of your mornings, right? And the first S of SAVERS, right? And these are going to help you easily attract, create, and live the most extraordinary life you've ever imagined, apparently. The first S in SAVERS does not stand for sleep. Hal says, no, it's not sleep. Sorry, while I know many people would love it if they could sleep their way to success, unless you've been cryogenically frozen and awaiting a large inheritance at the time of being thawed out, life just doesn't work like that. S is for silence. You're like, what? How can silence help me be successful? Listen. Leah, good evening. The myth is you are a morning person if you were born in the morning. I was born in the afternoon. Oh, is that the myth? Okay. I was born at 7 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. I'm a morning person now. So that breaks that myth. S is for silence, okay? In the attitude of silence, the soul finds the path in a clearer light. And what is elusive and deceptive resolves itself into crystal clearness. That's a quote from someone. And then a guy called Matthew Kelly said this. He said, you can learn more in an hour of silence than you can in a year from books. Which is quite ironic because we're learning from a book right now. But you can learn more in an hour of silence than you can in a year from books. And what I think he means by that is sitting with yourself, your thoughts, being, and getting clarity on the shit that's going on in your life. You can't figure out how you're going to have success when you're too caught up in your life situation and your day-to-day of literally getting through life. I've spent many weeks like that where I've been like, right, okay, I'm so caught up in everything I'm doing. I can't possibly think of doing anything else or doing anything else differently, because the minute I've finished one thing, I'm on to the next and the next and the next. And that was, if you watch my vlog about a month ago, I had like a bit of an epiphany on a run, and that was silence, really. When I go running on a Sunday, it's just me against myself. And I just had this thing of going, wow, you know what? Like, this is so obvious, but I just need to drop some stuff that are non-essential. And I put so much pressure on myself that I had to do this, I had to do that. I had to do Wednesday night broadcasting. We do a Monday broadcast tonight, and I've dropped the Wednesday nights one now because in order to focus my energy on other things that could, help us all further over on the Acts on This website. Sometimes you need to kind of have silence in order to figure stuff out. So it says silence is the first practice of life savers, and maybe one of the most significant areas for improvement for our noisy, fast-paced, and overstimulated lifestyles. I'm referring to the life-transforming power of purposeful silence. Purposeful simply means that you are engaging in a period of silence with a highly beneficial purpose in mind, not just for the heck of it. As Matthew Kelly so eloquently states in his best-selling book, The Rhythm of Life, you can learn more in an hour of silence than you can in a year from books. That's a powerful statement from a very wise man, he says. If you want to immediately reduce your stress levels, to begin each day with the kind of calm, clarity, and peace of mind that will allow you to stay focused on what's most important in your life, and even dance on the edge of enlightenment, do the opposite of what most people do. Start every morning with a period of purposeful silence. And I've realized that I do this completely by accident. On my walk down to the gym in the morning, which is around about 6:45, 6:45, and it's an incredible walk this morning. Beautiful, beautiful walk. Let me show you a picture. Sorry, you guys on Twitter. I just took a photograph. This was my walk down to the gym this morning. This was the picture at like 6:45. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, audio experience people, you won't be able to see that. But that's I walk across these massive green fields, and you can see the sun like just there. That's massive in the sky there. Beautiful, beautiful sunny morning. And I'm completely, utterly silent. And it's for like 20 minutes. And I get incredible clarity on the way to the gym and on the way back from the gym. Sometimes I listen to a podcast on the way back, so it's not silent. But on the way there, I must spend the first 30 minutes of my day completely, as Hal says here, but totally by accident. I had no idea I was doing it, in silence. And that is definitely something that has contributed to me loving getting up so early in the morning. It's obviously helping me. It says the life-enhancing benefits of silence have been well documented throughout the ages. From the power of prayer to the magic of meditation, some of the greatest minds in history have used purposeful silence to transcend their limitations and create extraordinary results. Sebastian says, I do this accidentally as well. Never realised it till now. Boom. Well, you're on the right track, Sebastian, man. Good for you. Amy Allen has joined as well. All right, Amy, on Facebook. Sharon says, I've started writing my intentions, priorities, and some journaling each morning before looking at my tablet and checking emails. That's awesome as well. Yeah, set your intentions for the day. Set your own priorities for the day, Sharon, so that other people aren't setting yours. Because if you look at your emails, I guarantee you, other people will be setting your priorities for you, depending on what's on those emails. So how do your mornings usually begin? He says, do you invest time in centering yourself and creating an optimistic, not optimistic, I just made that word up, an optimum state of mind to lead you through the rest of the day? Or do you usually wait to wake up until you've got something to do? Do the words calm, peaceful, or rejuvenating describe your average morning? And those with kids, does it? Because I imagine that's quite hard. If they do, congratulations, you're already a step ahead of the rest of us. For most of us, words like rushed, hectic, stressful, or even chaotic might best describe our typical mornings. For others, slow, lazy, and lethargic might be a more accurate description of how our day begins. Which of these scenarios best describes your morning? And let us know. Are you a calm, rejuvenating, peaceful morning kind of person? You're very lucky if you are. Or are you a hectic, rushed, chaotic person? Probably if you've got kids, that would probably be you. Mornings for most of us are typically pretty hectic and rushed. We're usually running around trying to get ready for the day, and our minds are often plagued with internal chatter about what we have to do, where we have to go, who we have to see, what we forget to do. The fact that we're running late, a recent argument with our significant other or a family member. For others, we have trouble just getting going on most mornings. We feel sluggish, lazy, and unproductive. So for the great majority of us, the mornings are either stressful and rushed or slow and unproductive. Neither of these represents the optimum way to start your day. And let us know, be totally honest on Facebook and Twitter here, which one you are. It doesn't matter if you're the lazy one or you're the rushed one or the hectic one. We're gonna, it's the whole point of doing the book club is to try and help you guys live a better life. Silence is one of the best ways to immediately reduce stress whilst increasing your self-awareness and gaining the clarity that will allow you to maintain your focus on your goals, priorities, and what's most important for your life each and every day. Here are some of my favourite activities, says Hal, to choose from and practice during my period of silence in no particular order, followed by a simple meditation to get you started. Now, we're not going to go through the meditation, but he does actually have a guided meditation in here. Going to give you a web address in a minute to go to where you can download all the notes on that. It might be a bit weird if I did a guided meditation on here at 9 o'clock at night. You'd all probably fall asleep and I'd be talking entirely to myself. Unless you really want me to do that, and then in which case, vote down, we'll do it. But yeah, so the things for in silence that you should be practicing in silence are meditation, he says. I've never got on with meditation. I'm better walking in silence. Going to be completely honest with you. I feel I have to move, but that's my kind of meditation right there. Like I say, walking across those fields in the morning. Prayer is another one. If you're religious, prayer might be the thing for you. Reflection, just calm, quiet reflection on what's going on. Deep breathing. Breathing is a fantastic one to hook up with meditation as well, to bring you back, to the present effectively, stop your mind wandering. And gratitude. I always mix walking in silence with gratitude. That for me is the thing in the morning that gives me clarity. And the gratitude can just be, the tiniest little things. For me, seeing that scene I showed you a minute ago with the sun and the blue sky this morning, I'm always so freaking grateful to see stuff like that because of the condition I've got in my eyes. There could be a day where I don't see that, and I'm like, and that small little element of gratitude there in the morning just fires you up, seriously. Think of the little things you'll be grateful for in silence. It will fill you up. So some mornings, he says, I do just one of these activities, and other mornings I combine them. All of these practices will relax your mind and body, calm your spirit, and allow you to be totally present and open to receiving the benefits that will come from the remaining lifesavers. We're going to look at one more tonight, which make up the rest of your miracle morning. It's very important that you don't stay in bed for this, okay? So don't stay in bed and be silent for 30 minutes in the morning. That's not the point of this. And preferably that you leave your bedroom altogether. Okay, the problem with staying in bed or even in your bedroom where your comfy bed is within your line of sight is that it's too easy to go from sitting in silence to slouching to falling back asleep. I always sit on my living room couch where I already have everything set up that I need for my miracle morning. My affirmations journal, yoga, he says, he's got a yoga DVD, the book I'm currently reading, everything has its place and is ready for me each day. So in the morning, it's easy to jump right in and engage in my miracle morning without having to search for anything. So that's that path of least resistance we've spoken about quite a lot. Tony says, I meditate every morning and I ask myself what might trip me up today. Interesting. And then come up with mantras to help me with them. Not heard of that, Tony. It's a good one. Let us know if it works well for you. And Sharon says, not once the kids are up. Pretty hectic and stressed, rushing around out the door at 8:15. Then I get peace and quiet when the house is mine. Who was that? Caroline was saying guilty. What are you guilty of, Caroline? Falling back to sleep once you've got up. Because that's a problem. Get out. Sometimes I force myself if I feel sleepy after the gym. And I'm like, I could just have a little sit down for 20 minutes. Get in the shower. That always gets me back on track. So one, meditation. Since there are plenty of great books, articles, and websites that concentrate on meditation, I won't go into it too much and describe it. I'm going to tell you all the proven benefits, he says, and the various approaches to meditating. Instead, I'll just mention a few of what I believe are the most significant benefits and can give you simple step-by-step meditation that you can begin immediately. Like, I'm not going to read that out for you. But he says the essence of meditation is simply silencing or focusing the mind for a period of time. You may or may not be aware of all the extraordinary health benefits of meditation. Study after study shows that meditation can be more effective than medication. Studies link regular meditation to improvements in metabolism, blood pressure, brain activity, and other bodily functions. It can alleviate stress and pain, promote sleep, enhance focus and concentration, and even increase lifespan. Maybe I should start doing it. Shit. Meditation also requires very little time. You can take advantage of the benefits of meditation in just a few minutes a day. Well-known celebrities, CEOs, and highly successful people like Jerry Seinfeld, Sting, Russell Simmons, Oprah, and many more have publicly stated that regular, often daily meditation has become an invaluable part of their life. Tupperware CEO Rick Goings. Didn't know. There you go. That's something we've learned. Tupperware CEO, guy called Rick Goings, told the Financial Times that he tried to meditate for at least 20 minutes every day, stating, for me, it's a practice that not only burns off stress, but gives me fresh eyes to clarify what's really going on and what really matters. Oprah told Dr. Oz that transcendental meditation has helped her connect with that which is God, according to the Huffington Post. And there are many genres and types of meditation, but generally speaking, you can divide them into two categories, guided and individual. Guided meditations are those in which you listen to another person's voice and receive instructions to help guide your thoughts, focus, and awareness. And individual meditation, simply those you do on your own without assistance from anyone else. And there is one in the book here, but I'm not going to read it out so we don't all fall asleep. Final thoughts on silence. Okay, there's no single right way to spend time in silence. You can pray, meditate, focus on what you're grateful for, or even engage in deep thought. For me, says Hal, sitting in silence, especially meditating, was at first rather difficult. Probably because I have what doctors have diagnosed as ADHD. Don't know if I agree with their diagnosis or even with the idea that ADHD is a disorder. That's another conversation altogether. But I can attest that it's definitely a challenge for me to sit still and quiet my mind. Thoughts tend to race in and out, bouncing around like a pinball, almost non-stop. That's what I found. That's why I was like, I've got to run, I've got to walk, and I can be with my thoughts when I'm walking in the morning. He says, so even though I would sit in silence, my mind didn't stop racing. The fact that sitting still and clearing my mind was so difficult for me was precisely the reason why I had to commit to mastering it. It took me 3 or 4 weeks of practicing silence every day before I felt competent. I got to a place where I would allow thoughts to come in. I'd peacefully acknowledge them and then quietly let them drift away without getting frustrated. So don't be discouraged if spending time in silence or meditating is at first a challenge for you. Thanks, Hal. Because it was a challenge for me, so I just sacked it off. But I swapped it for exercise. As for how long to do your period of purposeful silence, I recommend starting with 5 minutes, he says. Although in the next chapter, I'll teach you how you can experience the life-enhancing benefits of silence in as little as 60 seconds a day. When I began the practice, I'd sit in silence, calm and relax, say a prayer, meditate, ponder what I was grateful for, and just breathe deeply for 5 minutes. Such a peaceful, perfect way to start the day. Boom. So that's the first letter of savers. This thing that's going to be your miracle morning. SAVERS. The first letter stands for silence. And just try it, man. You're doing so well, everyone in here. And all those people who email me, if you're listening, because I know a lot of you aren't on here, I'd never heard of half of the people who email me, to be honest. It was amazing to get emails from people who listen to the audio experience. If you do listen to the audio experience, please reach out, let me know. ross@actonthis.tv. Email me, let me know, or tweet me at @RossAGrant. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying there? Silence. Completely lost my train of thought. But S is a thing that's going to, that silence is going to start your morning, the right way. We're going to look at A tonight as well, which stands for affirmations. And then we'll look at, on the next 2 lots of this, we've got 2 more goes on this, I think, have we? We've already done 2. Maybe we haven't. Or I could just do 2. We could look at number 2 next week, number 2 the week after, if people really want to nail their morning routines. But yeah, A, the next one, stands for affirmations. Just going to have to say hello to Parissa, all right? Parissa's here on Facebook. Inae's here on Facebook as well. Good evening. Hope you're well. Amy Allen says, I'm mastering not being a snooze monster. Moving and drinking water and cleaning teeth workout. Yeah. Well, that's what I said on the vlog this week because I read it in this book. Saying every time you press snooze, Amy, you're consciously saying to the world, the universe, the higher energy, whatever you believe in, you're basically saying, look, I would rather be unconscious than actually up living my life right now, chasing these things that I'm telling everybody that I want to be and want to have. So if you're pressing snooze 4-5 times in the morning, you're effectively going, go away, world, go away, go away, go away, go away. I'd rather be unconscious than up doing shit. So that's powerful when you look at it that way. Subconscious thoughts can be dangerous. People dig right into it, says John. What's that on the meditation? Just thoughts coming and going. I have to meditate morning and night, says Parissa. Yeah, it's never been for me, but you can get. You know what I did do that I did like? Take 10. Which was a meditation thing on the Headspace app, because that was only 10 minutes. I did enjoy that, but I very much I get my meditation from running. Honestly, I do. It's never get more clarity in my life than running, and it's me. And that walk in the morning, that 20 minutes to the gym, that walk across the fields with just me and myself. That's powerful. So A is for affirmations. It says it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. Once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. And it's a fascinating one, affirmations, for me. It's something that I go into quite a lot of detail in the mindset program, the confidence coaching program that I run a couple of times a year called Bulletproof Actor. We go over affirmations and incantations in there as well, things that are empowering statements that you can embody and repeat as you're going into situations where really you need a big boost, things like auditions, but anything, any other kind of stressful situation, job interviews, first dates, anything at all. Affirmations are super, super powerful. You will be a failure until you impress, this is a great quote, you will be a failure until you impress the subconscious with the conviction you are a success. This is done by making an affirmation which clicks. And that's powerful. You will be a failure until you impress the subconscious with the conviction you are a success. This is done by making an affirmation which clicks. So let's have a look. So you'll know the people throughout history who have done incredible things will have been known for catchphrases, affirmations that you might, look at them as quirks, but these are things that these people embodied. Muhammad Ali is one of the best examples. Muhammad Ali, everywhere he went, said, "I am the greatest." So it even says here, "I am the greatest." Muhammad Ali affirmed these words over and over again, and then he became them. Affirmations are one of the most effective tools for quickly becoming the person you need to be to achieve anything you want in your life. Affirmations allow you to design and then develop the mindset, thoughts, beliefs, and focus that you need to take any area of your life to the next level. It's no coincidence that some of the most successful people in our society, celebrities like Will Smith, Jim Carrey, Muhammad Ali, Oprah, and many more, have all been vocal about their belief that positive thinking and the use of affirmations has helped them on their journey to success and wealth. And the old me, would have written this off as bullshit. 10 years ago, if you'd have been like, "Ross, when you're going into a situation and going to an audition, you're going to repeat this to you again and again and again for 5 minutes before you walk in," I'd be like, "Mate, you're literally off your head. This is bollocks. It's just some airy-fairy nonsense." Until I started doing it. And until I do it and nearly book every single audition right now that I'm going for, it is legit, guys, seriously. So whether or not you realize it, incessantly talking to oneself is not just for crazy people. Every single one of us has an internal dialogue that runs through our heads almost non-stop. Most of it's unconscious. That is, we don't consciously choose the dialogue. Instead, we allow our past experiences, both good and bad, to replay over and over again. Not only is this completely normal, it's one of the most important processes for each of us to learn about and master, yet very few people take responsibility for actively choosing to think positive, proactive thoughts that will add value to their lives. So few people do this. Honestly, if you are prepared to do this or you already do it, I'm telling you, you're in the top 1% of human beings on the planet. Because you just, I get on a train sometimes in the morning if I'm doing a voiceover early and I'm heading to Manchester with the rat race. And I'm going to a studio to do a job I bloody love, get paid really well for it, and it's just a joy. And I see people on there who look ready to just top themselves because they're going to a job that they hate, probably not getting paid what they deserve. They're probably better than what they're, salaried for. And they obviously don't enjoy it. And I look at them all and I'm like, sometimes I want to press the emergency stop on the train and just go, "Look, just give us 30 minutes to just talk to you and about all these traps that you've fallen into that's basically making you kid yourself that this is the only option for you. You have to go to this job. You have to live this life that you're living that you're so unhappy with." And one of the biggest things I would tell them to start with straight away is your self-talk is going to be full of bullshit. And this is where affirmations come in. The way you speak to yourself and the way you master that self-talk is way more, the stuff that's going on in your head is way more critical than stuff that's coming out of your mouth. How you talk to other people is very important, but how you talk to yourself is absolutely critical. So it says here, I recently read a statistic that 80% of women have self-deprecating thoughts about themselves, body image, job performance, other people's opinion of them, etc. I'm sure that men do also, although it may be a lesser extent. So that study obviously highlighted that that women maybe feel, I guess it's probably maybe feeling more pressure, I guess, in terms of looks and and the media, how they portray women. Your self-talk has dramatic influence on your level of success in every aspect of your life: confidence, health, happiness, wealth, relationship, etc. Your affirmations are either working for or against you, depending on how you are using them. If you don't consciously design and choose your affirmations, you are susceptible to repeating and reliving the fears, insecurities, and limitations of your past. However, when you actively design and write your own affirmations to be in alignment with what you want to accomplish and who you need to be to accomplish it, and commit to repeating them daily, ideally out loud, they immediately make an impression on your subconscious mind. Your affirmations go to work to transform the way you think and feel so you can overcome your limiting beliefs and behaviors and replace them with those you need to succeed. Sharon says she's definitely self-critical. Who else on here is self-critical? We all are, aren't we? I know we all can be, surely. Definitely. And Tony says he totally knows that feeling on the train. I see it all the time. I should start playing the audio experience to them. Yeah, definitely, Tony. Start playing my podcasts out to these people. Get them on board. So let's have a look at how affirmations changed Hal's life. Then I'll share some of mine with you, the ones that I use. I don't think I've ever shared them on one of these before. I share them within Bulletproof Actor quite a lot, but I use maybe 2 or 3. One particular, I'll share one with you tonight that I just use like all the time. He says, my first real-life exposure to the power of affirmations came when I was living with one of my most successful friends. Meet Ricord. Don't know if you say his name. Oh, no, that's his surname. Meet Matt. Matt Ricord. Here we go. Nearly every day, I would hear Matt shouting from the shower in his bedroom, thinking he was yelling for me. Thinking he was yelling for me. I would approach his bedroom door, only to find that he was shouting things like, I am in control of my destiny. I deserve to be a success. I am committed to doing everything I must do today to reach my goals and create the life of my dreams. What a weirdo, I thought. The only previous exposure I'd had to affirmations was through a popular 1990s spoof on the hit TV show Saturday Night Live, in which Al Franken's character, Stuart Smalley, we don't have this in the UK, used to stare into a mirror and repeat to himself, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. As a result, I always thought of affirmations as a joke. Matt knew better. As a student of Tony Robbins, Matt had been using affirmations and incantations for years to create extraordinary levels of success, owning 5 homes, and one of the top network engineers in the country, all by the age of 25. I should have figured Matt knew what he was doing. After all, I was the one renting a room in his house. Unfortunately, it took me a few more years to realise that affirmations were one of the most powerful tools for transforming your life. Massively self-critical, says Amy. BPA helped me with this hugely. Bulletproof Actor, she means. BulletproofActor.com. Go check it out. It's not going to be launching again until 2019, but sign up for the early bird list, and I'd love to have you on the course. My initial first-hand experience using affirmations came when I read about them in Napoleon Hill's legendary book, Think and Grow Rich. You'll see it on the shelf behind me, which I highly recommend, by the way. Although I was skeptical that the repetition of affirmations was really going to make any measurable impact on my life, I thought I would give it a shot. If it worked for Matt, it might work for me. I chose to target the limiting belief I had developed after suffering significant brain damage in my car accident. We heard about that last week. I have a horrible memory. If you read my first book, Taking Life Head On, you know that my short-term memory was almost non-existent following my car accident. Whilst this led to some pretty comical incidents, my memory was so poor that friends and family would spend hours visiting me at the hospital, take a quick lunch break, and then return to have me greet them as if I hadn't seen them in years. Facing such a real physical limitation due to a traumatic brain injury caused me to constantly reinforce that belief that I have a horrible memory. Anytime someone asked me to remember or remind them of something, I would always respond, I would, but I really can't. I have brain damage and a horrible short-term memory. It had been 7 years since my car accident, and while this belief was based on my reality then, it was time to let it go. Maybe my memory was so horrible, at least in part, because I'd never made the effort to believe it could improve. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right either way. And I love that quote. That's so, you know what? God, I mean, it just applies to everything in life, but the acting industry, flipping heck. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, well, basically both, the man who believes he can, the man who believes he can't, they're both right. So true. If affirmations could change what was to me the most justified limiting belief that I had, then they could probably change anything. So I created my first affirmation, which read, I let go of the limiting belief that I have a horrible memory. My brain is a miraculous organism capable of healing itself. And my memory can improve, but only in proportion to how much I believe it can improve. So from this moment on, I am maintaining the unwavering belief that I have an excellent memory, and it's continuing to get better every day. I read the short affirmation every day during my miracle morning, still programmed with my past beliefs. I wasn't sure it was working. Then 2 months after my first day reciting my affirmation, something occurred that hadn't occurred in over 7 years. A friend asked me to remember to call her the next day, and I responded, sure, no problem. As soon as the words left my mouth, my eyes widened and I got excited. My limiting belief about my horrible memory was losing its power. I'd replaced it and reprogrammed my subconscious mind with my new empowering belief using my affirmations. From that point on, having also added that the belief that affirmations really work, not only did my memory continue to improve, but I created affirmations for every area of my life that I wanted to advance. I began using affirmations to improve my health, finances, relationships, overall happiness, confidence, as well as any and all beliefs, mindsets, and habits that needed an upgrade. Nothing was off limits. There are no limits. So he says, how's your programming? So we've all been programmed at the subconscious level to think, believe, and act the way that we do. Our programming is a result of many influences, including what we've been told by others, what we've been told by ourselves, and all of our life experiences, both good and bad. Some of us have programming that makes it easy for us to be happy and successful, while others, possibly the majority, have programming that makes life difficult. Let me know if you agree with that. So the bad news is that if we don't actively change our programming, our potential will be crushed and our lives limited by the fears, insecurities, and limitations of our past. We must stop programming ourselves for a life of mediocrity by focusing on what we're doing wrong, being too hard on ourselves, and when we make mistakes, and causing ourselves to feel guilty, inadequate, and undeserving of the success we really want. That's what most people do. And the good news is that our programming can be changed or improved at any time. We can reprogram ourselves to overcome all of our fears, insecurities, bad habits, and any self-limiting, potential destroying beliefs and behaviors we currently have, so we can become as successful as we want to be in any area of our lives that we choose. You can use affirmations to start programming yourself to be confident and successful in everything you do. Simply by telling yourself who you want to be, what you want to accomplish, and how you are going to accomplish it. With enough repetition, your subconscious mind will begin to believe what you tell it, act upon it, and eventually manifest it into your reality. Putting your affirmations in writing makes it possible for you to choose your new programming, so it moves you towards that desired condition or state of mind by enabling you to consistently review it. Constant repetition of an affirmation will lead to an acceptance by the mind and result in changes in your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Since you get to choose and create your affirmations, you can design them to help you establish the thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors that you want and need to succeed. And there's 5 steps to create an affirmation. Lowry says, I've got an audition tomorrow. What affirmation could I use? You could use, so we'll go through these steps, but the one that I always use, so I have a few, but before I even walk into that building, and then again when I walk into that room, this is something that I take people through on Bulletproof Actor, but basically you would write your own power phrases, write your own affirmations, your own incantations. But I have one, and all it says, Lowry, is everything I need is within me now, and I have the courage to see it through. Everything I need is within me now, and I have the courage to see it through. Everything I need is within me now, and I have the courage to see it through. And it literally will suffocate all of your excuses and worries on the spot, because it's so freaking true. Everything you do need, because where else are you going to get anything from? Everything you do need to have the success that you want in your life, every single person on here, it's in you now. I mean, there is nothing else. You can't just go and just grab something. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you've got everything you need. You just need to start freaking using it, basically. That's what I always use, Lowry, and it's empowering, but you've got to get something that clicks with you. Remember we said at the beginning, the affirmations have got to click with you. So, you can write your own. I've one as well when I'm walking at the gym or I'm working out. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and stronger. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and stronger. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and stronger. And it sounds mental and egotistical and completely off its head, but it's just empowering. and just stops any negative self-talk. It just crushes all the bullshit that otherwise, your subconscious could be throwing up in a stressful situation. You've got to be careful because you will talk yourself out of things when you will have like a flight or fight situation on your hands, and you have a center of your brain, you have like an alarm system called your amygdala that sets off. You start producing cortisol, the stress hormone. That starts, a trigger of adrenaline, and this is what causes panic attacks with people. It's just those two like dumps of chemicals, effectively. Empowering statements kind of shut the taps off. It's like, it's okay, it's under control, everything's fine, It's but there's some great affirmations people have come up with them in the Bulletproof Actor, for themselves. So just come up with your own, whatever makes you feel good, and you just keep repeating that. And if you can say it out loud and embody it on the way as well, whilst you're walking, so almost physically embody it, it's even more powerful than if you're just sitting there sort of whispering it to yourself. Going to use it, she says, definitely do it. And Parissa says, love that affirmation. It's good. You steal it, have it. You can all have it. Use it, definitely. Gary said, just got on a plane, flying home from Lisbon. We'll watch on the replay. Gary Thomas. Nice. I hope you're good, man. What have you been doing? Eurovision Song Contest or what? I bet he has, hasn't he? Good to hear from you, though, dude. That's wicked. So let's have a look at this 5-step plan very, very quickly of how you can create your own affirmations. I don't want you to run off. Make sure you get up tomorrow in silence. Do the 30-minute silence. No, it's not even 30 minutes, is it? 5-minute silence. And then your affirmations. So 5 simple steps to create your affirmation. Here are 5 simple steps to create your first affirmation, followed by a link where you can download free Miracle Morning affirmations. So again, like I said at the start, I'm going to give you this link for free. Step 1, what you really want. Okay, the purpose of a written affirmation is to program your mind with the beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors that are vital to you being able to attract, create, and to sustain your ideal levels of success. Level 10 success in every area of your life. So your affirmation must first clearly articulate exactly what you want your ideal life to be like in each area. You can organize your affirmations according to the areas that you most want to focus on improving, such as health and fitness, mindset, emotions, finances, relationships, spirituality, etc. Begin with clarifying in writing what you really want, your ideal vision for yourself and your life in each area. So have a look at like what you actually want. So it's like, well, actually, you want to book. What have I done here? I think I'm like highlighting some stuff on this Kindle. So you want to book that job, Lowry, don't you? So that's the first thing. You'd be like, right, okay, you know what? I've got this audition, and I want to be a working actress. Step 2, why do you want it? As my good friend, he says, Adam Stock, president of Rising Stock Inc., once told me, the whys begin with whys. Everyone wants to be happy, healthy, and successful, but wanting it is rarely an effective strategy for getting it. Those who overcome the temptation of mediocrity and achieve everything they want in their life have an extraordinary, compelling why that drives them. They have defined a clear life purpose that is more powerful than the collective sum of their petty problems and the countless obstacles they will inevitably face. And they wake up each day and work towards their purpose. Include why at the deepest level. All of the things you want are important to you. Being crystal clear on your deepest whys will give you an unstoppable purpose. Now that's a big thing to ask there. If you want to get to the bottom of your why, like really why you want to be successful, and this is a bit too much for a book like this, but basically there's a thing that I do called 7 levels deep. And what you do is you just ask yourself the first question, which is ultimately like, why do I want to be successful? And then what you'll do is you'll probably come out with some bullshit surface level answer about why you want to be successful. And for most actors, it's like, because I want to tell stories. And it's like, it's bullshit, mate. You don't tell stories. That when you're 3 days away from being homeless and you can't pay your rent, you're not worked or whatever. You just going, I've got to carry on because I want to tell stories. That ain't going to be compelling enough to make you carry on. You're going to give up by then. So what we do to get beyond that is you go, okay, well, why do you want to tell stories? And then you'll say something else, because I want to blah, blah, blah. And then we go, okay, let's go another level deeper. Why is that important? And you keep asking why, generally about 5 to 6 times once you've unraveled that why, and then why is that important, why is that important, why is that important? You begin to get some like emotionally connected answers, and they're generally things to do with your past experiences. and they will be probably negative past experiences. I want to, um, make people laugh. Okay, right. Well, why is it important to make people laugh? Well, because I want to, make sure everyone around me is happy. Okay, well, why is it important for you to make sure everyone around you is happy? Well, because for 15 years of my life, I was very unhappy, or something like that. You go, okay, shit, there you go, boom, there's an emotional connection. And then you go even deeper and deeper. And sometimes I've taken people to like 12, 13 levels deep on that. And they eventually find a ridiculously compelling why that is so personal to them and their past experiences and their family or whatever it is. It isn't, they didn't want to become an actor because they wanted to tell a story. It's just nonsense. It was because of a much more compelling why if they allow themselves to get to that. So that was step 2, find your why. That might take you a little bit longer, but yeah, so find out what you really want, why you want it ultimately. 3, who you are committed to being to create it. As my first coach, he says, Jeff Suey, used to say, this is where the rubber meets the road. In other words, your life gets better only after you get better. Your outer world improves only after you've invested countless hours improving yourself. Being who you need to be and doing what you need to do are prerequisites for having what you want to have. Get clear on who you need to be, who you are committed to being in order to take your life, business, health, marriage, etc. to the next level. And then step 4, what you're committed to doing to attain it. Which actions will you need to take on a consistent basis to make your vision for your ideal life a reality? And then step 5, add inspirational quotes and philosophies. And he says, I'm always on the lookout for quotes and philosophies that I can add to my affirmations. For example, one of my affirmations comes from the book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There by Marshall Goldsmith. Sounds interesting. Not heard of that one. What Got You Here Won't Get You There, it's called. And it reads, the number one skill of influencers is the sincere effort to make a person feel that he or she is the most important person in the world. It's one of the skills that Bill Clinton, Oprah Winfrey, and Bruce Goodman used to use to become the best in their fields. I will do this for every person I connect with, he says. Another reads, follow Tim Ferriss's advice to maximize productivity. Schedule 3 to 5 hour blocks of half days of singularly focused attention on one single activity or project rather than trying to switch tasks every 60 minutes. So that's something Tim Ferriss came out with in the 4-hour work week. He said, listen, you want to schedule your tasks in much bigger blocks. Some people go, you want to schedule them in 60 minutes, do something for 60 minutes, get focused, change your focus. He doesn't agree with that. So that's obviously something that Hal, went along with as well, doing like longer blocks. But I think the first one's a better example of that, which is ultimately making every person you meet feel like he or she is the most important person in the world. You know what? When you operate your life like that, things change massively, massively. So that's how you create affirmation. I think he's overcomplicated a bit there. I would say, listen, what do you want? Why do you want it? And then who do you need to be to get it? I'd only have a 3-step plan rather than 5. I think that's easier. What do you want? Why do you want it? And who do you need to be to get it? And that's got to be your affirmation. That's got to be the thing that you're telling yourself you are every single morning. You are already that thing that you need to be. That's what you've got to convince your subconscious of. He says, final thoughts and affirmations. In order for your affirmations to be effective, it's important that you tap into your emotions whilst reading them. Mindlessly repeating a phrase over and over again without feeling its truth will have a minimal impact on you. You must take responsibility for generating authentic emotions and powerfully infusing those emotions into every affirmation you repeat to yourself. Have fun with it. If you're excited about an affirmation, it doesn't hurt to dance and shout it from the rooftops. It can also be beneficial to incorporate a purposeful physiology, such as reciting your affirmations while standing tall, taking deep breaths, making a fist, or exercising. Combining physical activity with affirmations is a great way to harness the power of the mind-body connection. And keep in mind that your affirmations will never really be a final draft because you should always be updating them. So they're going to change. If you want to get help creating and perfecting your affirmations, and you want to see a sample of the affirmations that Hal's got from the book, you can also download a Miracle Morning Affirmations, like his effective Miracle Morning Affirmations. Just go to www.miraclemorning.com/resources. miraclemorning.com / resources. Someone's asking me what was number 4. Yeah, I kind of skipped 4, really. Well, I didn't. I just only recapped on the first 3 because I didn't know 4 was too relevant. But I'll read them again. So 1, what you really want. 2, why you want it. 3, what you're committed to doing to attain it. Oh no. Wait, sorry, I missed one. Start again. If you're writing it down, scratch that. Here we go. 1, what you really want. 2, why you want it. 3, who you are committed to being to create it. And then 4, what you are committed to doing to attain it. And then 5 is there's inspirational quotes or other things that you've heard from other people. So ultimately, it's figuring out what you want, why you want it, who you've got to be to get it, and what you've got to do to get it. You know, you've got to be something, but then you've got to do something with that being in order to get it. But they are powerful, honestly. They really, really are powerful. I get people within Bulletproof Actor to literally rewrite their life story. Won't go into it, but that's maybe you'll be able to see it on there. But that's what I get people to do, literally. Sorry for those on the audio experience. That's from Bulletproof Actor. It's an empowering life story that people will live their life by moving forward. And it just freaking changes people's lives massively. I must buy this book, says John. What's it called? It's called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Hal and then Elrod. The Miracle Morning. 6 habits that are going to transform your life by 8 a.m., John. But honestly, if you can get like your morning sorted out, and there's no other way to set your day up for an empowering day of productivity. You know, you only have the morning, unless you're working nights and you're flipping your life around. You only have the morning to set yourself up for a great day, and ultimately in the acting industry, the working day is really kind of, to be honest, it's like 10 till 6. So if you can get up and get all of your shit done, have your workout done, healthy breakfast, affirmations, feeling empowered, and you can be sat at your desk for like 9:30, 9:45, you've got the whole day to make progress on what you want, and it's just so much better than getting up at 11 o'clock. Lounging around in your pajamas till 1 o'clock, have your dinner, get a shower finally, and then you feel, wow, I'm alive at 4 o'clock. Woo! You're like, brilliant. There's 2 hours of the working day left. Excellent. So I've just wasted it all again. It's just, honestly, it's just the way forward. I did that for like 30 years. And then when I got to 31, 32, I swapped it all out for getting up in the morning. For years, I'd read autobiographies of the most successful people in the world. I don't read a lot of fiction. I always read a load of autobiographies of famous people and, pop stars, musicians, artists, actors, business people. And it was always like, when they broke down their success, chapter 1 was always like an intro to their life. And then chapter 2 was like their morning routine. And I'd skip it every single time. Like, I'm not interested in that. I'm just going to go on to the bit where they got their success. Until it dawned on me, wait a minute, I just read 10 books here, and every single person who's had success has basically said that their morning routine and exercise in the morning is critical for their success. And I've basically just ignored it for like all my life. I'm going to try it out, and it honestly just has a huge effect on you. It really, really does. And you just feel like you're getting so much done. I'll sit down at my computer and have more done at 11 o'clock than I used to get done by like 5 o'clock. When I was, a night owl, so to speak. So yeah, let me know. So that's the first 2 parts of this Savers, Savers. That is silence in the morning and affirmations. We're going to look at whatever V and E is next week. But get the book. John, you said you wanted the book. I just read it off my iPad there. Get it on Kindle. £2.50. Like Tony Rossi, it'll be about $3 for you, mate, in LA. Not LA, in Chicago. So yeah, it's super cheap, but it's fantastic. And I bet you can get it on audio as well. If you can't be bothered reading and you don't want me to read it to you on these book clubs, I bet you can get the audio book from Audible and just, you can get a deal on credits on Audible, can't you? I think I pay about £6 a month for a credit. It's well worth getting, definitely. So you've enjoyed that, basically. We will have a look at the next 2 letters on the next book club, and then if you want to, we'll change books, or we can look at the last 2 letters on the book club afterwards. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Hit me up at Act on This TV, at Ross A. Grant on Twitter. Come and join the Facebook group if you're not already a member, facebook.com/groups/Act on This TV. What to show you as well, by the way, I had an awesome. Have I got? See if I can share my web browser with you. I had a really, really awesome live broadcast with Peter Hunt, the head of Hollyoaks casting. Did that last Thursday night. If you go to actonthis.tv, you'll see it here on the homepage. It's on the big picture. Those who listen to the audio experience, apologies, you won't see anything. But if you go to actonthis.tv, there's a huge Hollyoaks logo on the homepage which says latest feature. And if you click on it, you can watch the full replay of the chat that me and Peter had. It's an hour and 20 minutes long, I think. It's an hour and 21 minutes long, actually. There's a 12-minute preview you can watch if you're not a member. If you sign up for a membership, it's just £10 a month, or 90 quid for the year, so you get 3 months free if you sign up for a year at once. You'll get access to the entire broadcast and another nearly 200 hours worth of premium content where I've interviewed famous actors, casting directors, writers, producers, agents, and more. If you want to know how you can get seen for these shows, I mean, God, Peter there, I mean, I can't really play it for you, unfortunately, but I mean, I'll show you on here a little bit how the layout. Where is the guy? Here he is. There he is. You will see exactly, and he will tell you exactly what you have to do to be seen for Hollyoaks, what he likes from actors, what he doesn't like from actors. And there's there's another nearly 200 hours worth of stuff from people who cast the biggest stuff in the industry as well. You know, people like Andy Pryor who cast Doctor Who, The A Word, Kelly Valentine, Hendry and Victor Jenkins who cast Broadchurch, Jill Trevelyan cast Downton Abbey, Daniel Edwards who cast loads of massive stuff at the moment. He did Born to Kill. Jack Rowan was nominated last night. Well, he missed out, didn't he? Bless him, at the BAFTAs for the leading actor from Born to Kill. But there's so much content on there, guys. I'm doing a massive push on it because I'm like, for the last 7 years, I've built content up on that site. And I've never really shouted about it. To be honest, I just left it there for people to find and go, look, if you want to be a member, then do it. But now I'm just like, look, you know what? If you're an actor and you're really saying you're serious about your career and you're not investing 10 quid a month in your career, or even less if you pay a year up front, to hear directly from the horse's mouth about what they want from you in order for you to get employed, you're absolutely off your head. The money from the website, a lot of the revenue goes to charity as well, so you're helping me help a lot of great people. And as the website grows, we get more members, we start raising more revenue, I can get bigger and bigger guests on. So ultimately, you know, it all helps us help ourselves and other people as well who really need help. So it's an awesome cause. But yeah, check it out, actonthis.tv if you're not a member. If I can do anything for you to help you out, drop me an email, ross@actonthis.tv. And I'll be back next Monday. Anyone got any questions? John says, Ross, you inspire me, bro. Can finally leave the rubbish people behind. Yeah, mate, honestly. John, you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with, man. And if you're hanging out with 5 low-quality people who are living with, you know, I don't want to sound awful, but a lot of people these days, John, they just, they live a very, just a super limiting mindset. They live this scarcity, poverty-based mindset of where everything's tough, everything's hard, life's so difficult, this happened to me. They live their life looking back at the shit that's happened to them. And every time you look back, people are overtaking you. Just the way that it is. It's like, you know, that cliched saying you can't drive a car, you know, forwards looking in the rear view mirror. Well, you can for a bit, but you'll crash it. And that's what people do with their lives. So yeah, seek out high quality thinkers, inspired people, happy people, people who are doing things, going for things, striving for things. They don't have to be dead rich and super successful. They've got to be going for stuff, putting themselves out there, living their life. It's so important, mate, honestly. But yeah, you know, go for that. Sharon says libraries get audio books too. Yeah, you know, maybe you'll be able to get stuff like this from the library. You won't have to pay for it. Definitely. And Sharon's also been stopping screen time an hour before she goes to bed. Yeah, I mean, that's good. It means you're not absorbing as much blue light, Sharon, which means you'll be able to get sleep faster. Or you can get apps for your phone and stuff that put an orange tint over your screen so that you don't absorb as much of the blue wavelength light, which is daylight wavelength light, which would keep you awake, like your internal circadian rhythms that operate our sleep patterns. They don't get affected then if you you don't want to be going to bed straight after looking at your phone when it's on like white light, because you might find it a bit harder to get to sleep if you struggle normally. Kate's here. All right, Kate, great. Listen, I truly believe that you are what you contemplate. Keep up the good work, Ross. Kate, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And Sharon says she's left so many friends behind, surrounding myself with inspirational people. And it doesn't mean, you know what, guys? It doesn't mean being brutal and cutting people out of your life. I don't want you to go, right, that's it, get out of my life. You know, it's hard to cut, like, if these draining people are your family, you know, how difficult is it? You know, it's difficult to cut your brother out of your life. It's difficult to, you know, cut your mum out of your life for a bit if you have to, or whatever it is. And sometimes you don't have to do that. You just have to raise your standards, surround yourself with great people. You'll inevitably start having more success. And then the unfortunate thing happens, and I've just seen this happen with one of my friends who had a lot of success recently. It's just the way that it goes. Those people who were drainers beforehand, before that success, they eject themselves after that. When you start having more success, John, those people will just eject themselves out of your circle of five, because they don't, you know, you having success will make them feel even worse about their life. They're like, you know, John's escaped, don't really want to hang out with him anymore. I'd rather hang out with the other 5 people who are whinging about how hard it is, so I don't have to do anything about my life. So yeah, you don't have to cut people out. They'll do that job for you. You just have to be so focused on living a better life for yourself. That's the main, you know, the main way to do it. You go all in on you. Everything else will work itself out. So thank you, guys. Massively appreciate you being here. Like I say, I'll be back next Monday. Please go and watch the vlog. If there's one thing you could do for me, is support me on this vlog. I put so much into the weekly vlog that I do. You go to youtube.com/watchross. Subscribe. Like I say, if you subscribe and leave a comment on any episode, you'll get entered into that 150 quid prize draw that I'll be doing in July. But yeah, you know, share it. Honestly, if you do share it, this would like mean the world to me. If you did share an episode on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, and then just tag me in it so I know that you've done it. I'll just be like so grateful. Make sure you do tag me in it, because I want to say thank you if you are doing that. And do go and watch them. Like, you know, they are entertaining, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I hope will help people. You do see behind the scenes of every voiceover that, well, not every voiceover, obviously only shoot like, you know, a couple of days a week. But a lot of voiceovers that I do, a lot of castings that I do, inspiring people that I bump into. I've had Oscar winners on the vlog. I've had BAFTA winners on the vlog. Super successful business people on the vlog. Normal people who have done extraordinary things on the vlog, you know. I hope it inspires people to just take that leap and just, you know, go and live a better life. Like, you know, strive to have a better life. Please let me know if you're watching it. Do watch it, and yeah, let me know what you'd like to see more of. Or if you hate something in it, let me know what you'd like to see less of. Hopefully you won't. But thank you so much. Going to love you and leave you. Like I said, I'll be back next Monday night live. But I'll put loads of stuff out on the site and in the Facebook group over the space of this next few days anyway. @onthis.tv. Go check out that Hollyoaks thing. Did with Peter Hunt. And I'll catch you with you guys very soon, all right? Thanks so much for being here. Bye for now.